Good morning and thank you for joining us for Focus on South Texas. It is the beginning of the new year, but primary election for the midterms just a few weeks away. The San Antonio chapter of the League of Women Voters continues to support democracy by informing voters about elections. And here to tell us more is Jill Torbert, Nichole Lehmann, and Yvonne Mingus. Welcome to the show, ladies. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Well, Jill, early voting for the primary election has already started, continues until the 27th. So tell us a little bit about these particular elections and what they're deciding.
So this election, like all elections, is really very, very important. So in a primary election, and especially a primary election for a midterm, you are deciding who is going to be the Republican or the Democratic candidate whose name appears on the November election.
And I understand that the league publishes a booklet. I love this. This is one of my favorites. Publishes a booklet with everything that you need to know about the election. So tell us how the organization gets information from the candidates to be able to put into these booklets.
Great. So we invite all of the candidates, both on the Republican and Democratic side, by finding contact information. We contact the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, as well as the Secretary of State, to find out their email address or a phone number. And so right after the the November deadline for filing as a candidate, we started collecting contact information, and we then send them an email and invite them to answer our questions. We have from as few as 3 questions to as many as 6 questions that we pitch to the candidates. All the candidates for that particular race get the same questions, and then the candidate loads their answer up into our Vote 411 software. And from there, we download it and put it into the voter's guide. So we do not edit their answers at all, misspellings, bad grammar. However it comes across, that's how we publish it.
And I'm sure the candidates are very appreciative of this as well, because it also gives them a platform to be able to share their views and their voice with the voters, right?
That's exactly right, and it's at no cost. So the league funds this project, and it's in some ways free advertisement for the candidates. So they can do this, and we timely publish it. It's now, the voter's guide is now in the public libraries, so everyone has access to this information. It is also accessible through Vote 411, our online voter's guide. And then finally, we have a PDF copy of the voter's guide, both in English and Spanish, on our website.
I love that. And Nichole, you are getting the word out to young adults. So tell us how you are reaching the young adult voters and getting them energized for the primaries.
Yes, we have a youth voter outreach committee where we go to colleges around Bexar County and also trade schools, and any event that attracts young people, where we mostly are tabling. And what we do at an event like that is really take young people, they're often first-time voters, through the process of what it takes to really be ready to go vote. So we can register them. We have a practice voting machine so they can see what that's going to be like. We talk to them about the particular ID you need to bring with you, and of course share our resources like vote411.org, and really just answer all their questions and make them really feel comfortable with following through in the process. We know that they're an important demographic in our state. It's new for them. You know, every time we have a new generation, they have to figure all this out, and it's exciting to hear their passion, what they're passionate about, and to encourage them to participate and make it a lifelong habit.
I love that. And speaking of demographics, you know, from our young voters to our senior citizens, you know, obviously every vote counts, every vote matters. Yvonne, what should senior citizens know about going to the polls?
Well, I want our viewers, especially our senior viewers, to understand that there are options when they go to the polls. Our seniors are very active, and they're very active voters, and I consider them the backbone still of voting, and want their voice to be heard through their vote. So we have a senior project, and we go to the comprehensive senior centers and give out information that we've talked about today, voters' guides, and other information about the upcoming primary, that in particular right now. And really what I want to drive home is that there are options, and those options include going to the polls in person, which our seniors prefer actually. And in that option, they can go right up to the front of the line if they have mobility issues. If their mobility issues are such that they can't even go up to the front of the line, they can stay in their car, and a clerk will come out and help them to vote by car. Additionally, we have the option of mail-in voting, applying to vote by mail-in for a mail-in ballot. And when they do that, they have to apply every year. In the past, they've been able to do that one time and continue to get that application. But now the laws have changed, and they must apply every year. So right now that has passed for this upcoming primary, but still there's an opportunity to vote in the local elections, runoffs, and also the general election. So I want seniors to know that they can still fill out an application for a mail-in ballot. So again, they can go to the polls in person, go to the head of the line if they have mobility issues, stay in their car, or vote by mail.
Got it. I love that. You know, a lot of opportunities there as well. And last November, there was a 19% voter turnout in Bexar County. So what do you say to people that think that their vote doesn't count?
So, you know, the good thing about low voter turnout, and there's not many good things about low voter turnout, but your voice actually is stronger and louder when there's low voter turnout, just statistically. So if you're thinking about why you should stay home, the reason that you shouldn't stay home is because you helped to defend democracy. And that is our tagline, that the League empowers voters and defends democracy. And we defend democracy every time we go vote. So hopefully that is some motivation.
And how can viewers stay up to date on upcoming elections or support the League of Women Voters? Where do they go? What do they do?
So if people need more information about the upcoming election, our website, lwvsa.org, has lots of good information on it. I mentioned that we have an electronic voter's guide, that is vote411.org. And also the Elections Department, Bexar County Elections Department has lots of good information on that as well. And so I would encourage anyone who maybe has questions to go to those websites. The other thing is that follow us on social media. And the Elections Department also has a very good website, and they do a lot of push out a lot of information on social media. So that's also a place to get some information.
All right, the information's out there. Got to go get it. So thank you, Jill, Nichole, and Yvonne for being on the show.
Thank you.